Hey everybody, and welcome back to Live Between Paychecks Kitchen. I'm us, Jack Later, still like Jackson, and it's been raining because I've been begging for rain. And I went to try to film and grill outside, so we're gonna do another one inside. This is one of those things that just try to figure out what to do with the stuff that was in my cabinets, man. And it turned out great, so I wanted to share it with you guys. This is really great. Before we get into it, be sure to like, share, subscribe, do all the YouTube stuff. Ring the little bell, should be in that corner to get notifications when we do this on Tuesdays and Fridays as close as we possible because we're busy. Also, there's a link down in the doobly-doo for our merch. We got aprons, spatulas, fake hands, spoons, flippers, spatulas, and that's it. But we got it down there. We're small business. We very much appreciate it. And let's just get into the food, man. This is going to be great. Here? Yeah, this way. All right, so you're going to need one of these pouches for the etouffee base. Again, I know I'm annoying the Louisiana people. My friends from Louisiana, not the actual company. But yeah, use that. You want to get some butter. It's going to take, 5? I believe it's on the package. And then 2 cups of water. So you're going to need 5 tablespoons of butter and 2 cups of water. And you're going to need a pound of the shrimp here, $5, super easy. And some of this pre-made potato gnocchi. You can find it anywhere. I got this at like Walmart for like a couple of bucks. And you're going to want some Parmesan. You can get the regular stuff, but I prefer the stuff that's been sliced and grated and stuff. It's pretty good. But that's all you need. It's under $10. So let's start off with our skillet. We're going to get in here and put it at about medium to medium high. Okay, you don't want that too high. And we're going to go ahead and melt down our 5 tablespoons of butter as per the packaging for the etouffee base. Now, I just put it in here. It's just like half a stick, just bloop. But it starts heating up. But to help it melt better, cut it up. I just went and used a spatula and kind of cut it down. But while that's melting, go ahead and just add the etouffee base. It makes I guess a roux, but it's not really. I can feel my ancestors getting mad at me for using that word incorrectly here. But go ahead and stir this around a little bit. Cut up your butter, and as it's melting, keep stirring it. Don't let the dry powder sit on the bottom. Don't let just the butter sit at the bottom. It won't mix. So use like a little rubber spatula thing. That's what I'm using here. You can also get one from our merch thing. Shameless plug. But yeah, be sure to just keep scraping it off the sides. Don't let it sit there. And as the butter melts, it'll turn into brown goop. Is the best explanation. This is what it looked like. I stirred it for about 2 minutes, minute and a half or whatever, and it turned into this. And then you want to add your 2 cups of water directly to it. Now, yeah, it looks unappetizing, but keep stirring it. Use that spatula. You can use either a fork or like any kind of like a wire mesh thing. I forgot the word for that thing, but yeah. Yeah, whisk. That's the word I'm looking for. Use that to stir it in here, but I just use my spatula and just stir it around till it starts to get into a more uniform goop where it's not all chunky and gross looking. But once you get that done, like I said, it's heating up. It's going to be steaming a little bit. Keep your skillet on medium to medium high. Now your shrimp, make sure they're defrosted. I always rinse mine out, but that's completely up to you. But I just took mine, ran them through that to get the water that was on them when they froze off, and then put them right in here. Now you want to cook them. It's going to take between 5 and 8 minutes depending on your elevation, your altitude, and the heat on the fire, but we're going to keep it at a medium high. But once it starts turning pink is what you're starting to look for, because you don't want to overcook it because they can get real rubbery. Okay, so about 5 minutes they start getting really pink and toughening up. It's great. You want to start some water. You want to put it pretty high. You want it to boil pretty quick. It's like an inch or so from the top. And while it's doing, just keep cooking your etouffee. You don't have to constantly stir it, but I stir it pretty regularly, about a minute or so, just to keep it from sticking or cooking on the bottom. So once it's nice and thick, after you've done it and you've seen it start to be pink, you turn it all the way down to a simmer, just as low as your thing can go without being completely turned off, and let it simmer. Again, stir it every now and then because the skillet and everything's still hot on the bottom because it's been cooking for so long and it has to cool off. So be careful. Don't just walk off. See, I put it on simmer and walk off. Now it starts thickening, but you don't want to burn it on the bottom because the skillet's hot. Now once your hot water's starting to boil, or at least starting to bubble up, go ahead and put your pre-made potato gnocchi into the pot. Be careful of the one that falls into the etouffee. There's always one that tries to escape. And that's still hot, so I burned my finger trying to pick that out with my hand because I'm an idiot. Put the rest of these in here. I use the entire package just because I wanted a lot of gnocchi in here. So yeah, use something to reach in and grab it and pull it out, and I just ate it raw because, yeah, I'm that kind of madman. So let this boil. So once it starts boiling, you'll notice that when they're cooked, they float. That's how you can tell. So once they're starting to float, use a slotted spoon Like that's a fancy spoon with the slots that everybody always wonders why you use it. This is what you're using it for. Pick it up, get most of the water out, and just put it directly into the simmering etouffee and shrimp that's right next door, okay? So, again, try to get as much water as out. You don't want to try to water it down too much. You want this to be really thick. I guess you could bring some of the water over or just add a little bit more if you don't want it as thick as this, but I enjoy it without having to try to run all over the place. But put that gnocchi in there while it's still simmering. And be sure to stir it, and then once it starts stirring, go ahead and turn it off. The residual heat and the simmering stuff, because the gnocchi cooks relatively fast, and you're going to have to keep pulling them out or whatever, but just go ahead and put it in there, and that residual heat will help it mix and put everything in there. Once it's in there, I usually let it simmer for about a minute, once I get it nice and covered, because everything's cooked, and you don't want to overcook it. So, about a minute, get it done, let it simmer. Like, again, check it. Make sure your shrimp are nice and tender. Make sure they're not overcooked and rubbery, but they're actually cooked. Make sure your gnocchi and everything's coated. And then just kill the heat, pull it off, and this is ready to go. Now, I use the Parmesan on top, incredibly optional thing, but I wouldn't know why you would. And then just some regular bread to do what the people in the South down here call sopping. I don't know how to spell it. S-O-P, I guess, just to sop. I don't know how that fit, but this works amazing. This was just stuff that was in my my cabinets in my fridge, and this worked out great. You could probably use it for meal prep pretty well. Be careful because it is seafood. You'll have to reheat it someplace, so it depends on where you're working or where you're eating your lunch at if you're willing to deal with that smell, and or your coworkers or stuff are. This is absolutely amazing. It's great. I love it. It's well under our budget. It was about $8, and we're sitting on about $10 budget, and nowadays that's kind of a task. The biggest expense you're going to get is your shrimp, which is anywhere between $5 and $6. When I started, I could get them at $4.50 for a pound, frozen at Kroger's, H-E-B, Walmart, and stuff. You can get them anywhere, depending on the size. But I use the mediums, whatever, and it was like $6, I believe, and they were frozen, but they were raw, so they're super easy to use. So I actually do it, but they have some that are actually cooked, so you can do that if you want to cut down the cooking time, or you just don't want to trust yourself with raw shrimp. I understand there's some people that have an issue with that, but this is amazing. This works. It's well under our budget. Give it a try. And there you have it, folks. This is absolutely amazing. I know a bunch of my Louisiana people are mad at me for using what I used, and I'm sorry for the etouffee. And if you want to teach me how to do it and how to do it properly, you can do it under $10. Let me know. Get on the show with me. We'll put it together and do it properly. Until then, you can find us here on Tuesdays and Fridays. You can also find us on social media. Let us know over there if it was good or bad. You can use the comments here. That's what they're there for. But you can find us on social media. You can find us on Facebook, Pinterest, and Patreon. We're at all those at Live Between Paychecks Kitchen. You can also find us at Instagram at Living Between. We had to shorten it down over there. And you can find me, Osway Nerdy, on all of those, and Twitter, and on TikTok, where I've been doing a couple little videos over there. But mostly it's just a bunch of nerd stuff. But yeah, follow me on all those, and I will see y'all next time. Y'all please be safe, stay cool. It is hot outside.